And what's up everybody, welcome back to Screen Technicals. Today in this video we are going to create our profile template page, and in our previous video we have seen that how can we create our orders page, right? We have completed our order page in our previous video. So let's open up the VS Code. Let's create a new HTML file in our home directory, right, inside our templates, and I'm naming it as profile.html, right? Okay, now I'm going to extend my base.html, right, and then block of title. This is going to be profile, right, and then we are going to have our block of body, right? So it is block body. Save this much of thing, right? Open up the views.py, right, and here we are going to create, you can say, our profile page. So before this sign up, or you can say after this login, or you can say at the last event, right, let's say at this point I'm going to create a new function naming it as profile. It accepts the request, and I'm going to return render, and it accepts the request, and the path of my profile.html, that is home, right? It is capital, this is home slash it is profile.html, right? Save this much of thing. Go to the urls.py and let's create a path for this, right? So I'm just going to change this much of thing to profile. Okay, it is profile, right? Save this much of thing. Go to the base.html and let's see where is the profile. At this point, change this to slash profile slash. Save this much of thing. Go to the browser, refresh it, click on the profile, and you can see this thing, right? So let's create the template for this, right? So open up the profile.html, and inside this I'm going to create a section and going to give it an ID of profile, right? And inside this I'm going to create a profile container, so giving the class of profile __ container, hit enter, and then inside this we are going to have our image container, so it will be dot image __ it is, you can say, box __ profile, right? And inside this we are going to have our image container, so it is image __ container, right? And now inside this I'm going to have my img tag, right? So I have to give it, you can say, an image. So let's say just go to the Unsplash, right? So here you can get different types of, you can see, images. Let's click on this image, right click at this point, open image in new tab, copy this entire link, go to your VS Code, paste that at this point, save this much of thing, and after this img tag, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a div with a class of edit _ image, right? And inside this I'm going to have an icon which is fa-edit, right, and it is FAS, right? Now after this, you can say, after this image box profile, after this div, right, after this div I'm going to create another div with a class of details, right? Hit enter, and I hope so you are watching this tutorial from the starting, so that you will be understanding what I'm doing actually, how the CSS is working, right? So make sure you are subscribing to the channel and saving the playlist, right, and watching this series from the beginning, right? So inside this I'm going to create an h4 tag, right? And let's say I'm going to I'm writing here, let's say simply Chinmay, and then I'm going to create you can say another h4 tag, and let's say I'm writing the let's say I'm writing here admin, right? and then let's say h4 tag, and I'm writing here let's say my email. So it is screen technicals @ okay, it is @gmail.com, right? And then I will be having, you can say, a form, right, of that is logout. So I will be creating the logout button event, right? So let's write here CSRF token, CSRF, because it is going to be a post method. So method is equals to post, right? And then I'm going to create, you can say, the button of submit, right? And it will be logout, just like this. Okay, now save this much of thing, right? And let's see what is happening at this point. Refresh this and you can see this much of thing, right? So you can see the CSS is not working properly at this point. So what we can do is, at this point, let's see. So we have to add, you can say, our, that is static, that is we have right here load static, so that our static, you can say, will be load. So refresh the page, and I hope so this time this is going to work, and it does not working. So one thing we have to change, we have to just remove this n, because in my previous source code that in which I have just created this project, I have just missed out the spelling, and in our CSS it is container, not container. So because as I've told you, I have already, you can say, edited my CSS at this point, and I have already, you can just copy and paste the CSS which I have written, right, and the JavaScript even, right? Because I don't want you to write the JavaScript and CSS, because it is not a front-end tutorial, it is basically, you can say, a back-end tutorial of Django. So that's why just remove this n from this point and save this much of thing, and let's see now it's working or not. Refresh the page, and that's working, right? Okay, let's see what is going to be wrong with this much of thing. And the solution is very much simple. Just take this div to the end, to this point, save this thing, refresh it, and you can see this is not right now working, right? So that was a pretty much simple problem, right? Now let's create. So after this div, I'm going to create my address, right? So create a div with a class of address. So it is add, okay, dot address address, and inside this I'm going to have another div, and I'm going to have an, you can say, an h4 tag, and I'm going to write here like this address, and then I'm going to have, you can say, my address. So just give a paragraph tag right here. Let's say I'm writing here simply India right now, and then I'm going to have my, you can say, icon, that is f8 dash edit, right? Okay, it is f8 dash edit, and make this as fas. Now save this much of thing, and let's go to the browser, refresh it, and let's see. Yeah, we got this thing, right? Now after this, what I'm going to do is, you can say, after this div tag, you can say, after this div section, right, after this I'm going to create another div with a class of upload image, right? It will be upload underscore image underscore form, right? And inside this I'm going to have a form, right? And I'm going to give it a class of image underscore form, and hit enter, right? And then just right here simply has for right now, and inside this I'm going to use the CSRF token, and for that, because the method is going to be post, right? Okay, and inside this I'm going to have, you can say, a div, right, with a class of cross, and then I'm going to have an icon of times, f dash times, okay, it is f dash times, it is fas, right? And then I'm going to have, you can say, a button at this point. So I'm going to create a div for that. So I'm going to write here image underscore btns, right? Hit enter, and inside this I'm going to have, you can say, an h3 tag. I'm going to write here upload your profile image, right? And then I'm going to create a button. Okay, button, and the type of this button will be submit, and I'm right here upload. Save this much of thing, go to the browser, refresh that. Okay, yeah, now we just we cannot see that because by default in the CSS that is, you can say that the display is none. So actually when I'm going to click on this, that will appear at this point. Now, as I have already told you that you don't have to write a single line of JavaScript, because in our static you can directly, we have already written, you can say the JavaScript at this point, you can see the JavaScript, so you don't have to write that. So all you have to do is just add a class at this point, and the class is close, it is close image. Okay, the I is capital, so make sure you're writing the correct spelling, image form. Right, now save this much of thing, right? And then, so I hope so this is going to work. Save this thing, refresh the page, and let's click on this, and you can see this thing, this working, right? And we are getting this S at this point. So let's see, just remove this S from there. So where is that? You can see this point, just remove this S from this point, refresh the page, click on this, and you can see this thing, right? Now you might be thinking, where is the input tag, right? How we are going to fetch, you can say take the, you can say the image input. We are going to discuss that in our next video, not in this video. In this video we are only going to create, you can see this template, right? If you want, you just go and copy and paste this thing from my source code, or if you want, you can just watch this video and you can just write it manually, right? Okay, now after that, you can say this div, I'm going to create, you can say another div, right? That is for my address, right? So I'm going to write here dot address, right, underscore upload. So it is basically similar to this type of thing, right? So it is address underscore upload. Inside this, I'm going to have, you can say a class. I'm going to create a class of cross2, and I'm going to write here fa-times, right? Okay, it is fa-times this icon one, and make it as fas, and add the class as close address. Okay, it is address form, right? Save this much of thing, right here an h1 tag, and right here it is actually upload your address, right? And then I'm going to, you can say, use a text area, right, to take the input, and the name will be address underscore area, right? Copy this thing, paste at this point, right? Save this much of thing, right? And this column will be 50 and the row is going to be 3. Save this much of thing, and then I'm going to create, you can say a div with a class of btn underscore two underscores, right? It is 2 underscores, and it is address. Okay, it is a ddress, right? Address. Hit enter, and inside this I'm going to create, you can say a button. I'm going to give the type. Okay, the type is going to be you can say submit, and then here I'm going to write here upload. Save this much of thing, right? Refresh the page, and let's try to click on this, and we are not getting that. Now let's see the spelling. It is close address, right? And basically the reason is we have to create actually a form, and we have not created the form. So right here form, and the action for right now will be has, and the method is going to be post, right? And take this to this point, and I'm going to add the CSRF token at this point. So it is CSRF token. Let's see now, refresh the page, click on this, and we are still not getting that. Let's see what's going to be wrong with that. So it is actually address underscore upload, then we have this form, then we are going to have, you can see this cross2 and this icon, this is a close address form, and then we are going to have this address area, right? And then the btn underscore, you can see the address, and the type of this, right? So this is this much of thing, it is correct. And let's see at this point. So this fa-edit. So let's see what is actually name. So so we have to add another class at this point, that is address underscore edit. Save this much of thing, and let's see now it's working or not. Click on this and you can see this thing is working, right? Now in the next video we are going to see that how can we, you can say just you can say fetch, you can say the profile page, we can upload the profile page. We are going to deal with the profile page in our next video, and after that we are going to see our, you can say, the address part, and then this logout button, right? So thanks for watching this video guys, and I will see you next time in another video.